All right. Hey everyone. Welcome to Victor Condition Gaming. My name is Doug. Today on the show, we're playing part 2 of Vaesen, the upcoming RPG from Free League Publishing. I will tell you if you are a fan of Vaesen or if you're just checking out this actual play, I'm going to ask you for two things. One, I'd love you to hit that like button down below. That helps us out with the YouTube analytics, of course. And if you're interested in picking this RPG up, I'll put a link to either the backer kit, so you can or pledge manager, whatever they've got going on for the Kickstarter after the fact, which should be launching here in another week or so. Or if it's already come and gone, I'll put the link to the drive-through RPG, so you can pick it up digitally if you like. Also, if you're interested in this and it's out, ask your friendly local game store to carry it as well. The other thing that I'll ask you to do is to hit that subscribe button. If you're not already a subscriber to VCG, we'd love to have you part of our community, and it helps us grow as a show and helps us, come up in the YouTube analytics and all that jazz too. And if you do hit subscribe, let me know in the comments down below that you subscribed, and I'd love to thank you personally. So before we begin, let me introduce our players. Let's go right to everyone. Thank you, everybody, for coming on and being a part of this part 2 actual play. I hope if you haven't checked out the part 1, I'll put a little notification here, and you can click on the little card, and it'll bring you to part 1. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for joining me again for part 2 this week.
No problem.
Let me just introduce. I'll go around the table and introduce everybody. Starting with the man behind Gallant Knight Games, Mr. Alan Blar, who is playing Dr. Carl Borealis. Awesome.
Are we still muted? I don't know what's going on.
No, you're not
muted anymore.
You're fine.
I was assuming we were still muted. I don't want to say something.
I unmuted you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, hi.
Thanks for joining us yet again, Alan. Next to Alan, I think is yes, it is. It's Amanda Call from AgeOfNight.com, the popular fantasy webcomic.
Hello.
Thank you. So, Amanda is playing Melody Graham. She's a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Amanda, we're not muted.
Huh? I know we're not muted. I said things.
Just letting you know.
Right
Thanks.
below me is the one and only Morgan Nuncio. Morgan, thanks for coming on and being the hunter of this group.
Yeah.
Singrid.
I got a temper, so like
Is Morgan's name Singrid or Sigrid?
it's gonna be Sigrid.
Sigrid?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
GM Doug got it wrong.
Look at that. I'm
The worst.
I'm fixing it right now. There we go. And then last but not least, you know him from the Chaotic Good cast. He's currently eating some sort of snack, and it's probably very delicious. He is the geek of the North, Mr. Jason Hunt.
Hi, everybody. These are little Filipino snacks. Actually, they're called 100s. They're very tasty.
Is that a Canadian thing?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I get them in bags of thousands, so they're really tasty.
Nice. Jason is playing our vagabond, Yansis. See,
Did you actually finally get it right?
I might have.
I
Wow.
already fixed the spelling. He had it with an I when I logged in, so I fixed it myself.
Did you really?
Wait, we can change our own names on here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had mine.
Oh,
I had to fix.
hold up.
I had to
No.
fix mine too. Mine was also wrong.
Well, whatever.
Doug
See,
doesn't know how to spell
I
Graham.
have it written
apparently.
phonetically so I can say it right, and that's why I had Jason's written down that way. Anyway, that's beside the point. I am sorry, folks. This is not how our actual plays usually start out.
Hang on.
How they end up?
I'm going to rename myself now.
Oh no. Alan looks way too happy to be
Yeah.
messing with this.
He looks very excited to be doing
So
this.
before we begin, let's just do a little recap of what transpired last session. Basically, you all got summoned together and brought together because of some visions that you were having. And that brought you to the local asylum where you met Linnea Elfclint. You found out that she is a former member of this society called the Society. See what I did there? It was amazing.
The society.
This society investigated weird phenomenon and other things that happened in the world, mostly because you all can see these creatures called Vaesen. Vaesen are kind of like folklore, kind of these little creatures that not everybody can see. Only select few people can see them, and they usually mess with humans, even though they're not seen. But humans and Vaesen have been cohabitating and coexisting for many centuries. Linnea gave you the deed to the castle, which the society was used as its home base. You then spent the night in the castle and tried to fix it up a little bit, but you didn't really have time before you. I guess you didn't fix it up, but
I was
whatever.
say, did we though? I don't
No,
think
you
we really
didn't.
fixed
No, we just
anything.
wandered around.
Yeah, you just kind of checked it out a little bit. And then you found a letter that says that you needed to that something weird was happening in the town of Karuna. The local priest there was saying that he needed your help, and you took the trip to the town. The carriage master ticked the hunter of your group, Sigrid off. By not letting you out of the carriage not taking you the whole way, I guess.
Yeah.
You encountered the local mill right on the edge of town, and the local mill also had a mill gnome, which was kind of
Dr.
sassy,
Borealis
but yet
tried to assault.
Dr. Borealis decided
Successfully assaulted. Thank you.
to punt kicked,
I punt kicked
and
the darn gnome. Stop licking
he
me,
turned
sweet
into
God.
a hawk and flew into the mill itself. You followed the road a little bit further on down, made it into town. The town seemed to be normal from all indication. You met the local constable, Henrik, and you also met the priest. He took you to the priest and to the local church. The priest's name was Victor Forsmark. I'm sorry. And yeah, he talked to you a little bit about some weird things that have been happening. Especially this one young lady that comes into town and she doesn't seem right. Her name is Viola Dolk, and yeah, last you at the end of the episode, you were in the church pews as Victor was talking to you. And I want you all to roll me an observation roll.
Is this about the vines that
These
were
are about
wrapping
the
up our
vines.
feet?
There's vines and roots that are coming up. I
Right.
want to see which one of you notices them and which one of you do not.
I got 3 6s.
Awesome. You got 1 6?
I got 1 6.
Okay.
I have to get dice.
Oh.
Wait, Alan forgot we were playing a game.
That's all right. That's okay. I'll segue into the mechanics of this game just to refresh everybody's memory as far as the way this game goes. The game uses a D6 dice pool system. Everybody has 4 attributes: physique, precision, logic, and empathy. Under each of those are 3 skills. Whatever your skill ranking is in your attribute and your skill, that's how many D6s you roll. You're looking for 6s. 6s are successes. If you don't roll any 6s on your original roll, you can re-roll, but it's going to cost you a condition. If you have 3 conditions of a particular, either physical or mental, then you become broken, and that is a really bad thing.
That is a bad thing.
I got
Also-
1 6.
You got 1 6. Okay. Also, I'll mention that all the players also have an insight card or whatever token, whatever you want to call it. Basically, once per session, they get a vision or increased skill, or they can make an NPC see or do something. All right. Alan, did you make your roll? So everybody got a 6?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you just as you're seated at the pews, the roots and the vines start to grow up through the cracks and through the boards of the church, and you can see that they're growing in trying to reach for you, but all of you manage to notice it and move out of the way, and you see these vines kind of growing and kind of moving towards you.
What is that?
Like, are they at speed, or is it just kind of like super slow?
It's kind of super slow. It's kind of like they're growing in rapid, and really, a lot faster than they should be. They're kind of like, they're on the ground, almost like snake-like, almost a little bit, but really, really, not quite as fast as a snake, but they're definitely growing towards you.
I'm gonna look at the priest like, is this yours?
The priest Victor says, see, I told you that this is just one of many things that seem to be happening in this town.
So is this a thing that has happened here before? Is this?
I've never seen this before, but I was right when I decided to call for you guys.
Yes, I suppose so.
I'm scrambling up on top of the pew and like, are these things, are they like, what? This hasn't happened before?
I've never seen this before in my life.
Why is everyone so calm right now? Like,
I'm literally behind my pew at this point, just trying, or just cowering.
Can we see where they're coming from? Are they straight up on the ground?
No, you just know that they're just coming up from the floorboards.
So from underneath the church.
Right.
I'm gonna reach for my hunting knife. Where did I say it was? In my boot? In my hip? I don't know. I'm gonna pull out my hunting knife and try to just stab one.
Sure. It was on your hip last session, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me some sort of. Give me a
close combat.
Close combat. Yeah, that's fine. Give me a close combat roll.
Attack the plant.
That's 5 dice. Oh no. Well, too bad. I should have taken that one. No, I missed.
Okay, yeah, you swipe, and the vines seem to like almost knowingly can sense like what your movement is, and they kind of move out of the way.
Are they reaching for us, or are they just growing along?
They're reaching for you. It would appear.
Is there any are the vines any odd colors? They're all normal colors, right? We're not
they all
looking
seem
at
to be brownish and darkish green. Kind of typical of roots.
Okay.
I think we should all get out of here. Like, we can climb over the pews and get to the door. I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna head that way.
I like that plan.
Now this is a chapel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a fireplace or anything?
Sure.
Okay. I'll make my way towards the fireplace.
Okay. So you go over to the fireplace. They're still, they're kind of reaching out to the ones that are somewhat close. It goes towards Yensis. Yensis, is that right?
That's how it's pronounced, Doug. Yensis.
Nice. I'm getting it. I finally get it. Yeah. Let me roll a little bit and see if. No. So yeah, it just keeps. They seem to be like growing up around the pew that you're in.
All right, I'm going to just like leap from pew to pew, trying to not touch the floor and make it to the door.
The floor is lava.
Is he within like
exactly
cane reach? Kind of like just knock his feet out in midair. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. That'd be terrible. No. So I get to the fireplace.
Okay.
Are there some lit logs in there, like even just smoldering or something?
Sure.
I mean, it's autumn here, so I assume it's cold.
Yeah. We'll say it is.
Great. I'm gonna just like knock one of the logs out of the fireplace and roll it across the floor towards the vines.
Okay. The
Set the
vines
church on fire.
the vines kind of
Burn the church down.
reel back
Hmm.
as the fire and the smoldering log comes towards it.
It's good to know. I'm just gonna leave it there and walk away.
Okay.
No, don't burn the church down.
It's infested with evil vines. I'm
Well, they
doing them
might-
a favor.
They might. The evil vines might leave.
Is the church made out of stone mostly, and the floorboards are just wood, or is the whole thing made of wood?
I think the whole thing's made of wood.
Oh no!
Eh.
He's
At this
professional.
That means it's easier to rebuild, is what that really means. Like
Not
it's stone,
wrong.
that's a lot of work. If you tried to rebuild
Yeah.
burnt stone,
So-
pain in the butt. Wood,
Not
man, get some
wrong.
planks figured out.
Victor looks up from behind his pew and he like looks at the doctor and he looks back down at the log and he's, "You're just gonna leave that there?"
Well,
Is
yes,
there-
your holy sanctuary is infested by evil vegetation. And as any good doctor knows, the only way to get rid of an infestation of evil weeds is to burn them out. That's why we do
Is there like
controlled
a fire
burns.
poker around?
Sure,
I'm
sure.
gonna just like take the fire poker and just like start pushing it towards it, so I can like usher them out with the log.
Okay.
She's gonna herd the evil vines out of the church.
But they're coming from under the church.
Yeah, they're coming from underneath so you can't really. You can kind of they kind of like part way, as they're coming up. As you
Like unto Moses in the Red Sea. even.
Yeah, they kind of part. They
So-
part away
So
through the
appropriately
middle.
biblical.
Exactly.
Carl's a religious sort.
Until we burn it all with fire.
He's not that kind of religious.
So yeah, you push the log, and it actually starts to light one of the roots on fire, and you kind of hear almost like a shrieking noise
There it
as it starts to burn.
Is it would the proper form of address for this guy be priest or father?
Whichever you want it to be.
Okay. Father, it might be easier to burn this to the ground and salt the earth and then rebuild the church than deal with an infestation of shrieking evil vines.
This church is centuries old.
It's made of wood.
It's centuries old wood.
Centuries old wood.
Well, based on the way wood works, you've had to replace all of it at some point in the last century, so it's really not centuries old.
That's true. That's true.
Right? It's like your
Okay,
body.
so-
Every 7 years, you're a new person. Right? This is like that's how churches work. Like every 60 years, they're basically a new church because you've had to replace so much.
So he then goes, "Okay, you got me. Yeah. We just built this church, within the last 20 years.
For shame, lying to me in a house of
I
God.
know, but I really love this church. I don't want it to burn, but okay, if that's what you think needs to be done."
We're gonna burn the
no.
church down. Oh
I don't
no!
know.
That's the
Grab a
first
better
impression we're
solution.
making.
Give-
I
me some-
don't.
Okay, so
I will,
Alan,
I
give
will
me some sort of.
happily listen to alternate plans, but nobody is presenting anything. We
No.
Give me
can't
some sort of
have
manipulation
Sigrid
roll.
Stab
My
every
plan is
vine.
get out.
That's not a good plan.
Francis's plan is to run away.
But that
And
doesn't
live
fix
to fight
anything.
another day.
This is true. That doesn't fix anything.
If you really want to talk the priest into give me a manipulation roll, or you can use your insight.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to burn the church down, but I feel like I don't see the stuff. We can't just dig under the church, right? We have really limited options here.
Well, is it
If
church
it's
off
growing-
the ground, or is it like a few feet off the ground? Like you get to walk up the stairs. Or
Yeah,
is it,
it probably had some stone, foundation on it. Yeah.
Sure, but is it high enough that we could crawl under, or is it we're talking there's a couple inches between the topsoil and the floor? Because those are wildly different.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say that there's only a few inches between. You can't really go underneath the church.
So we couldn't get under
No.
there and try.
Yeah, you couldn't unless you were crawling on your belly and.
That seems like a bad idea with
Yeah.
the evil weeds.
Mhm.
I'm saying burn it down.
All right, you're winning me over to your cause.
It's not like I enjoy this, he says as he pulls out some gasoline and woo!
Okay.
I'm not
looking
enjoying
forward to
this.
There's the
Lighting
priest,
investments on fire.
the priest stops you. Is like, are you sure there's no other way? This is the only way we can get rid of these.
Well, they don't move very fast. While we prepare this, why don't doesn't Melody look up in her book of evil things that she
Oh,
stole from the
yes.
haunted castle we inherited?
That's
from
right.
people we're not related to.
The book of horrible things. What do I have in my book of horrible things
give me a-
about semi-sentient vines coming after us?
Give me a learning roll.
A learning roll. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Hold on. So
Well,
that's
while she's looking,
Yep.
can I just take my rifle and just like
Sight
you're
it,
gonna
so-
shoot
you're gonna
the
shoot one?
plants.
Do it.
Just
Shoot.
one.
Give me
Just
a
see if it
roll
works.
give me a roll for ranged combat.
All right.
Okay.
So I have a 4 in logic and 1 in learning. So rolling 5 dice. Why is my learning so low? Gosh, I suck. All right. I did, however, get 2 6s.
Okay. Yeah, you see that there are a couple different entries about creatures that have some sort of connection to trees and wood in the forest. One, oh shoot, I gotta find it in my
Gonna be the gnome, isn't it?
He's been following you all the way through town.
I did kick him.
Shoot,
Yeah, this is a great first impression we're making. We've attacked a gnome. We've burned a church
Well,
down.
we're the only ones who know about that. Okay, we don't need to keep bringing that up.
No,
I just let it go.
I think it's funny, so I'm gonna keep bringing it up. But
And in my defense, I only tried to punt him after he was an utter wanker. I waited.
okay, sure. I'm sure that'll hold up.
I got a 6.
Okay, so yeah, yeah, you shoot one. It the bullet goes through the vine, and all of a sudden, this like red sap kind of starts dripping out of it and kind of oozing out, and it starts flailing a little bit, and then kind of it shrivels back. You know, it starts to shrivel back into the hole from whence it came, and yeah, the 2 entries that Melody found, one of which is one on the wife of the ash tree,
Okay.
and the other one would be a woodwife Vaesen. So both of those are both tied to some sort of tree or forest creature.
Okay. It's one. Does it say anything about how to deal with it?
It does not, and it does. It just says that that they are tied to some sort of part of the forest. That maybe it could be. It's probably likely that it's probably one of those. It could be one of those that's making these.
I'm not good at reading this book. Okay, it's probably one of these 2 things, but I don't know what to do about it.
Because it's just notes.
It's
on,
reading.
I know, but it's
Okay.
very dense esoteric material, all right?
But you're a writer.
That's
That's literally what you do.
You're gonna make me try to find. Okay, let's see how it is.
Like, I'd be like, I'm a doctor. I'm really not great with
Not great
band-aids or
at-
sewing or needles or medicine.
Okay, so
I don't know what half these words mean.
okay, so
I don't think you're helping the case here.
so basically, the wife of the ash tree. It's a creature that lives in old ash trees. They could be highly dangerous if you're not careful. You have to pay respects to it. Let me just.
We have to pay respects to it. I don't think shooting it and lighting it on fire counts as paying respects to it.
Look, it tried to grab me once, and that's like she's saying that as she's like starting to put another like bullet into the rifle.
Okay, let's just put a pause on the ballistics, please.
It says if the tree should die, she perishes as well.
Oh, we could kill
something
the
about
tree.
The tree that houses the nature
Wait,
spirits.
Pay respects to it went to murdering the tree really quickly.
I'm just saying we might have already gone past the paying respects point. It may be too late for
Okay.
that.
It also says anyone going as far as peeing on the roots of an ash tree where an ash tree sprite lived could count on falling mortally ill.
Oh, good to know.
So many questions.
Yes.
So many questions.
Be careful where you pee.
To avoid any repercussions from an Ash Tree Wife, people had to appease her by taking part in a ritual once a year on Ash Wednesday.
Oh, it's
Before the
nowhere near
sunrise, the
Ash
village
Wednesday. It's
elder-
the fall.
Before the sunrise, the village elder had to pour water on the roots of the tree
Oh.
where she lived while reciting the words, "I now carry out this rite so that you will cause us no harm."
Hey,
Appease her?
it's okay. Ash Wednesday's in the fall.
I see what you did there.
Ash Wednesday's in the fall in Europe because everything's backwards there, like toilets, right? They go the other direction.
What?
So the calendar
No.
also
No.
goes
I
the
think
other
you're.
direction.
I think you're
No.
thinking of like Australia for one.
No,
And
I'm a doctor. I'm right.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't think
and
that's
also
how doctors
Ash
work.
Ash Wednesday is always in the spring.
So
Can I
ironically,
be at the entry of the church?
Sure,
by now?
absolutely. You are at the
It's
entry. Are you
perfectly
leaving the
fine with
church? Are
me.
you leaving your
No.
Your
I'm stopping in the doorway and looking around outside. Are the roots?
Do you
outside the
see
church
an
as well, or are
ash
they just
tree?
coming
There,
straight
there
up?
are no. They're just coming up from inside the chapel, underneath the chapel. There are
Does-
no roots from outside.
this chapel was built recently, right?
Yeah, we'll say it is. It was.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, based on the way you responded to that, I'm pretty sure that what I was about to propose isn't accurate. But
It's,
I'll turn to the priest. Was anything in this chapel built from an ash tree?
That's what I was just about to say.
Not that I'm aware of.
Whole trees made of ash wood.
The whole pulpit.
The whole church, sorry.
Oh, yeah, we found this really giant ash tree. It was enough wood for the whole church. Oh, yeah.
Ironic.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kick the burning log over into like a curtain or something and head on out because I'm done with this.
Are you really? You're gonna put okay. So you kick the log over and the curtain. You said you're gonna kick it into a curtain.
Burn this church
Well,
down.
We
Okay.
don't have a better plan.
That's
I'm
fine.
shooting it.
You're
He
shooting a vine.
said better plan.
It is a better plan. I'm not burning the church down.
Do you have enough bullets to kill a bunch of vines that grow out of the
Look,
ground?
I was not given ammo on my character sheet that Doug gave me. Therefore, I do.
Doug
She
didn't
has-
the GM didn't make me write down my bullets. I have unlimited.
She has
Unlimited.
thematic bullets.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go around
that-
the outside of the church
that-
and see what I can
That
see.
was the Oak Wife entry at least. So I don't know what you want to. Do you want the other entry for the Wood Wife?
I mean,
So
sure.
I have a
How is it
question.
different?
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't oak a type of wood? What's the
It
difference?
is, but there's
Ash,
actually
but-
two different types of. There's actually two different types of.
Because
folklore.
ash is special. But
So
what-
the Wood Wife.
yeah, what's the
is-
generic woodwife?
She is
Hold
She's
it together. Hold it together, guys.
she is a part of the forest, and she is its guardian. And all it says something about that she appears human, but she also can take the form of a tree or a rock or an animal.
Oh, this isn't a tree or a rock or an animal. This is vines.
Vines are trees.
But no, they're not.
No, they're not.
What?
I
What?
know a weed. Like,
It's the
Well,
same.
it's not a vine.
It's a plant.
It looks it's like roots.
look, I'm a doctor of people, not a doctor of plants.
Okay.
Not a doctor, not a botanist.
A what?
Botanist.
So you roll the log over to the curtain, and the curtain immediately goes up in blazing, and the whole side of the church then
Don't get
lights
mad
on
at me.
fire.
I gave you
No,
ample
no, that's-
opportunity to
that's
walk me away
shooting
from
it.
this.
That's fine. I'm getting out of the flaming church now.
Okay. Once I see the
Victor-
flames shooting up through the window, I'm gonna start shouting, "Fire! Fire!"
Victor
No, don't-
immediately springs up from behind the pulpit and rushes out the center aisle of the chapel and almost knocks Yansis out out of the way, and literally stands there and watches as his church starts going up in blaze, because it is just all dry wood, and therefore it's just immediately just
Yeah.
like a bonfire.
I'll go up next to him. Limp my way out. Go up next to him. Hand on the shoulder. It's all right. At least we probably killed the vines.
Probably.
Yeah, but you also
Yes,
just
probably.
destroyed this church.
Churches can be rebuilt.
Are there any adjacent buildings to the church, like touching it? We're
No,
not going to
no,
burn this
there
whole
are not.
town down, are we?
It's just a small. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
not
that's where the orphanage is. How did you know?
We're not burning the
Jesus.
town down. Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna
So
break
I'm
me.
eventually gonna come out as well, and but instead of Alan,
No. Thanks for coming out of the burning building. We appreciate it.
no problem, and make my way like around the building and just try to see if there's see where the vines are coming from, if it's coming from like behind the church or anything, or if it's just coming straight from underneath.
They're just coming up from the bottom.
Oh, so yeah, we gotta burn the church down. Okay, cool. I didn't know if like the forest was like sitting out infiltrators or something like.
So as you guys are outside the building, watching it just go up in flame, of course it causes quite a commotion, and all the townsfolk decide to come out to see all the commotion that's going on, and
Now it's a meeting.
one such burly gentleman with black hair tied back behind his head and big muscles and a rifle. He says,
Oh, this would be the hunter guy, Gaston.
Oh no.
"Hey Victor, what's Father Victor? What's going on with your church? You need us to help you put this out?"
Oh no.
Victor
this-
says,
this is
Johann,
intentional.
These are the guests of the town. They thought it was best to burn our church down.
Wait, Dr. Borealis, would you mind explaining to this very large gentleman why we burned the church down?
Absolutely.
My name's
Absolutely.
Johann.
Johann, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Dr. Carl Borealis. These are my compatriots, Melody Graham, author extraordinaire, Sigrid, a notable hunter in her own right, as you can see by the gun and the knife.
And he just kind of looks at Sigrid and it's kind of
Oh,
She gives him a look back like whatever.
Them's fighting words right there.
And this is our trusty tag along.
and then he looks at Yansis and okay.
Yes, indeed. But as you can see by my hat, I am a man of knowledge and learning. So allow me to explain to you why we had to burn the church down. The type of vine that was growing through the floorboards is a very rare northern cold weather weed, in a sense, that would have eventually broken its way through and during the night collapsed the church upon itself, possibly injuring anybody inside. Think of it as sort of a plant-based termite almost. Now, by burning it down, we've been able to remove it down to the roots so it won't regrow.
Okay. So you don't want me to put the fire out?
No, we need to burn it to the ground.
Yeah, Johann.
All right.
Okay.
Aggressive. Oh, I love it.
I'll go back to skinning the deer that I just bagged. You've probably Sigrid, is it? Sigrid? You've probably bagged like the small deer where you're from, but this buck that I shot was amazing.
I'm
It's
getting
going
out of
up
the
on-
line of fire.
The
Oh,
rack
right
is
now.
going on my wall. You should see the racks that line my
I'm
living
just
room.
gonna while he's in the middle of like gesturing, I'm just gonna like pat him on the arm and say, "Thank you for letting us know you're aboard, dear. We'll be going on now."
I look
You
around
don't-
for his little henchman that follows him around, making him feel good. And
You don't want to see all the mighty beasts.
No, we're
that I've-
walking away.
that I've
Walking away.
slain.
Walking away.
up.
No,
Hold up.
I'm walking away. You can hold up.
Compensating. I mean,
I'm interested in what Johann has to say because he spends time in the forest.
Okay, you can talk to him. I'm not interested in talking to him.
Yeah, I'd rather talk to someone who actually has some dignity than this. So
I think
It's a-
Sigrid and I are going to go off and pursue other leads. You can talk to this person.
What other leads do you have?
Shh. There was like the thing about the what's her
we
name?
have other leads, and she
We
just
do.
hates
I
nothing
forget.
of us.
So
Oh,
as you walk off,
we're walking off. We'll get our own scene in a minute.
As you walk off, you walk off towards the other direction, and as you're walking, you see this doe-eyed young girl that doesn't seem to be like kind of staring out into space, and she's got a basket with her, and she's just kind of not really. It almost looks like she's not kind of with it. She's with it, but she's not really. She's just kind of
spacing out.
Yeah, just spacing out, and she's just walking through the center of town on her way to the market.
Is that her?
I don't know. We should go up and ask her name.
You think I'm friendly?
No. I'll go up and ask her name. Oh, hello, dear. Does she respond when I greet her?
She does. She just kind of. Oh. Hi.
Are you headed to market?
She keeps walking towards the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, I am. I need to get supplies.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Hi, my name's Melody. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
After a minute, she just kind of looks over at you real quick, real slowly. Viola.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Viola. Are your parents around?
They're at home, in the castle.
In the castle? You live in a castle. That's very special.
She just starts slowly walking towards the market.
I like castles, okay?
Apparently people just hand them to you.
I like it.
We have the most beautiful castle.
Oh, I tell you what, my friend and I, this is my friend Sigrid. We can help you get what you need at the market and then walk you home to your castle. How does that sound?
Is Sigrid over on the other side of Viola?
I would guess she's like a couple steps back,
Yeah,
since she's mildly threatening looking.
Okay.
What? No.
She doesn't really turn to look at Sigrid, but she just says, "Nice to meet you."
Oh,
okay. You can come and meet the queen.
Oh, that sounds lovely. But first, let us help you with your shopping. Here, let me take that basket for you. What were you looking for?
Vegetables.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that we can find some fine vegetables at market. Just really loving Doug's listless young girl impression.
Thank you.
It's pretty great.
I'm committed to it. I'm doing it. So we'll put a pause on that for just a minute. We'll go back to Johan and the doctor and Jancis. Johan is boasting about his mighty beast that he has slain, and yeah, we'll go back to so what would the doctor like to do? Why, you should see the prize pelts and antlers and my trophy room back at my house. Do you see all that is in the butcher's shop? That is because of me. This town is prospering because of me.
Go get him, dog.
I gotta leave to go find the other people.
Just walks away from the guy.
I know, I'm
No, I leave. I'm gone.
quite intimidating.
That's a specimen, yes.
It's a lot to take in right here.
Yeah.
He just yeah,
Yep. No, I'm good.
he just Jancis, what is Jancis doing? As a specimen, no.
Is there anyone like paying any attention to Johann at all? Really?
No,
Other
they're
than
all concerned about they're
the
all
church on
concerned
fire
about
right behind us.
the
Yeah, I
fire,
kinda
the
figured.
church that's literally on fire, and Johann's just like all about talking about
Yeah,
himself.
all about himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
super self-absorbed. I've kind of seeing that. I'm just gonna ask, like,
one.
Johann, you know anything about a little girl? That the father here was telling us something about this kid who's having some issues.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You need to be a little more specific.
I will relate the story that the father told us.
Oh, you mean that blonde girl that comes into town?
Yeah, the little girl that wanders into town all the time. You know anything about her? You know where we can find her?
I don't. She's just a weirdo.
You know where her house in the woods is? Because you're out there in the woods all the time hunting all your big.
She lives on a farmstead on the other.
game.
She lives in a farmstead on the other side of town. She doesn't.
Seen her parents at all?
Why, yes, I have.
Recently?
No, I guess not. Not recently, I guess.
Okay, you know why that is, Johann?
Why?
Because they're out stealing your kills. That's why you haven't found any game out there recently.
So
you're gonna want to
excuse
hustle
me,
yourself
I
on
have
out
found
there.
all the game. Look at this bounty that I have provided this town.
The church is on fire here, Smarty Pants.
That's not my doing. That's your doing.
No, I didn't have anything to do with that.
Maybe I'll go chop down some lumber for a new church next time I'm out in the forest hunting.
Okay, Johann, you do that. I'm gonna go find my friends now. You go try to develop an IQ point or something, okay? Then I'll just wander off after the doctor.
All right. So he just kind of shakes his head and goes back to going back to polishing his rifle. I guess his rifle. And yeah. So you guys.
I'm trying really hard to keep it together here. And I feel like that's really not fair to me because you folks know the sort of person I am.
So you encounter, the both of you go back and you catch up with your other party, with the rest of your party that is talking to a little blonde girl that is she's probably around like 17, 18 years old. And she's got a little like wicker basket, and
you say little girl. I think she's like 10. So like,
yeah, that was where I was going.
I'm sorry.
I would not classify 17, like 16, 17 as a little girl.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm an old guy. That's a young. Okay, fine. A young lady. Okay. I'm sorry.
A young lady. That's fine.
My bad.
We were just slightly confused, but that's fine.
No wonder your daughter doesn't want to go to events with you. You probably call her a little girl all the time.
No, I don't. I try to call her a young lady, and I should have called the character a young lady as well. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Sydney. We got your back.
It's true.
We'll hold you guys accountable for you.
Even though Sydney wants nothing to do with any of us, but that's fine.
Because we're old weirdos. All right.
We're adults. We all suck.
Miss Graham, Sigrid.
Oh, you decided to join us. Did you learn anything interesting with your hunting friend there?
Oh. No.
I'm quite intimidated.
You're not there.
He just pops his head over into frame and just flexes and says that, and then just pops back out of frame.
So tiresome.
That was a little bit creepy.
A little bit. Dr. Borealis, and Jancis, this is Viola. We're helping her with her shopping, and then she's going to take us back to her house to meet her family, or her castle, excuse me. She lives in a castle.
Did you acquire it from... You know what? Never mind. Well, excellent. I look forward to seeing a castle. I've seen so few of them recently.
So how did shopping? How does the shopping go?
She looks at the doctor and she just goes, "It's the most beautiful castle."
What makes this so beautiful?
She just fakes.
Scene.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then she just hands the market person a list of things, and they start piling vegetables into her little
How does
basket.
she pay for it?
Question.
She has some coins that she.
Does it look like the enough coin?
Does it look like enough coin to cover the?
Right. Well, what I'm asking is like, is she giving them money and they're just like taking a loss on this because she's a creepy little weird, like forest imp thing, or
No, her family's probably. I mean, I think they all know who she is.
okay.
And no, it's a legit transaction. It looks
Sure.
like.
No, I'm just asking because the context of all right, look, she's a crazy fairy girl from the forest. We just take whatever glamored coin she gives us and move on.
Yeah, no, it looks like a legit.
Okay.
Like she's paying like the right amount.
At a game, how does our sight work? We spend our insight point, right?
Yep. And you can either increase a skill for a role. You get a vision, or you can make an NPC see or do something.
Well, so she's clearly the late 1800s equivalent of the manic pixie girl, right? And so I guess I want to know if she's enchanted or something, right? Like, is she just really weird? Because I've met some really weird people recently, and it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
Or is she magically or something being, influenced to behave this way?
So you want to use your influence
I think so.
to kind of get some sort of vision or
insight into that.
Okay. Yeah. What I will do is what we'll do is maybe while she's handing her money to the merchant, maybe you reach over and you help her because she's not going very fast in handing the money over.
Sure.
And you make contact with the palm of her hand, and in doing so you get this vision of this very beautiful woman, and she's just extremely beautiful,
Cool.
but something doesn't seem right about her, about the woman that you see in the vision.
That's big enough to didn't answer any questions and only cause more, so well done. All right.
It's almost like how Alan would have answered that question.
I give direct, accurate, and useless answers. I want to ask questions. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to step away and lean over towards Sigrid. So when I brushed her palm, I seemed to experience some sort of out-of-body vision of what one could only describe as a beautiful woman, but something seemed off.
Did this woman look anything like her?
No. I'll try to describe the woman.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very very beautiful, but kind of greenish in complexion. And then
she's like a fairy.
And she had antler kind of things.
Oh, awesome.
Definitely
That's
off.
that's a really significant note. Okay. If we see a woman with antlers.
A woman with antlers, you say? I'm going to look through my book of weird things.
Is Melody right there with you as you guys are
I
doing
will
this?
gently tell everybody in the group so as not
Okay.
to alarm
Okay.
the young lady.
Melody,
But my point in warning Sigrid was, if we meet a woman with antlers and she tries to put a magic spell on us, please be so kind as to shoot her through the face.
Melody, you know that based on the 2 entries that that you have in this book, that it's definitely not an ash wife. It is definitely it would lean towards a wood wife. Yeah,
It's the one
and
I thought it wasn't before.
so basically, it says that the wood wife tries to seduce people, and once they fall in love with her, they will never be the same again. And it also says that there is a ritual that you can perform with a wood wife. Wood wife can sometimes be appeased with a gift, such as a food or a valuable coin. It also says something about asking for permission to hunt in the forest. It also says something about luring a woodwife with beautiful songs or artworks. And it is also said that a woodwife can be killed or banished by burning or cutting down the trees at the heart of the forest.
Oh.
Huh.
Give me an learning roll, Amanda, and I'll see if maybe and we'll make it a difficulty of a 2. So you have to get 2 6s on this in order to get like this secret.
Can I assist her?
Sure.
Help me read, Alan. I'm bad at this.
We'll say that there's a part in the book that's really scribbled down really quickly, and that you're trying to. You can kind of make out some of the words, but you can't make out all of them.
That's right. As a doctor, I'm experienced with terrible handwriting.
Exactly.
So allow me to interpret for you.
Exactly.
Please do.
Qualified.
So did you get basically you're going to add +1 d6 to your roll.
Okay.
Unless anybody else would like to help.
As I'm squinting at this book.
I think the doctor and the good authoress have it.
Okay.
I got 2 6s.
You got 2 6s. Okay.
And I was right.
You also see something written along one of the one of the edges of the pages. It says something about wearing a coat. You have to wear a coat inside out to protect yourself from the charms of a woodwife, and you also have to have a crucifix in your pocket.
Oh, in your pocket.
It's unfortunate that we burned down the church just now.
It is a little bit unfortunate. We have to wear our coats inside out and have a crucifix in our pockets. I don't.
So hold the arm of his coat out. Mine's already on inside out. What are you talking about?
You're well prepared.
Wait, you're wearing the new coat I bought you inside out?
Yep. It's more comfortable this way. Pockets are all on the inside.
That's actually an excellent point.
Like, you know what?
Pain to do it.
Not gonna argue.
Maybe that's hard to argue with that.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, well, I'll turn my coat inside out.
Okay.
I will take off my coat and turn it inside out too.
Out here.
Yes, so we're all wearing inside out coats now.
Now, wait, though, just
crucifixes? I have no idea what the plural is.
Crucify? No, that's not right at all.
I don't know.
I'm already wearing one because since my dead wife came back from the dead, I've been a little bit more religious than I used to be.
Okay.
That's smart.
We'll allow that.
That's smart. I don't have one on me though.
How far away have we gotten from from the burning church.
We'll say it's
How is the
you know,
market even open with the church on fire?
Yeah, we'll say it's quite a
It's
few
a very
blocks.
happening day at the market.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was just gonna say, we could go back to the father.
The church isn't that popular. Like, I don't know.
Eh.
Like,
We could go back to the father and maybe get him to bless something. I don't know. Is that how crucifixes work?
he might
I
have
think
spare
it's just-
crucifixes,
I
actually.
end up in the
They
soup
would have
kitchen.
probably
I
been
don't end
in
up
the church.
Yeah, but you know, we
Well,
burnt-
did
we
he
burnt-
live in the church? Because if he lived separately, he might have some still.
His house down. That's not cool.
Yeah, I do feel a little bad if he actually lived in the church.
Hopefully
not-
the
Not
hopefully
super
his
bad, but-
his
Oh, wait.
little
Sorry, what's the girl's name?
Viola.
Viola.
Okay, Viola. If you could, Viola. Hello, Viola. Trying to get her attention. Trying to get her to focus.
Slowly looks over at you.
Is there anybody out here that sells religious stuff like charms, knickknacks, that kind of thing? Go over here, Viola.
Oh, and she just kind of
worries.
she just kind of looks out into space, and she doesn't seem to. It's like the wheels are
Wheels are
going,
turning,
but there's just
nothing.
doesn't seem to be
The wires aren't hooked up.
anything. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be.
Why don't you
Okay.
just look around the marketplace?
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's my next day. I was gonna say I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
have a look around myself. Maybe we can find us. See, my only concern, my only concern with this is if they need to be blessed.
Well, generally you
I don't
don't
know how church
bless a
stuff works.
crucifix.
I don't know. Does it need to be made by a priest? I mean, is there a thing? You got to do a thing with it? There's just two
No,
sticks
there's
tied
a
together? Just tie
thriving
sticks together?
third-party crucifix market. You get them on the underground all the time. Black market crucifixes. It's all the rage.
I feel like
Get
you're
them on
not
Etsy
being
all
genuine.
over the place.
Is he ever genuine? He's a doctor. His job is to lie to you about your health.
That's what? That would make me a terrible doctor. You're certainly not going to drop dead in a week. You're fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So
Anyway, I'm gonna check through the market and see if I can find some
Okay.
crucifixes.
Give me some sort of observation roll.
I'm gonna go back to the priest while he's
Observation.
doing that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. The priest. Okay, go ahead.
Wait. Do ones count as automatic failure or
No, it's just if you don't roll
Okay.
any sixes, if you go to push, you're going to.
Gotcha. I
gonna
got
get
two
some sort-
sixes.
You got 2 6s. Yeah, we'll say that you find 2 crucifixes. And
they-
there's a person that there's a vendor right there that is selling crucifixes.
Do they like come out from behind two stalls and be like, have a coat and be like, hey,
Yeah. Like, hey,
You want to buy a crucifix?
you want to buy a crucifix?
see, underground crucifix trade.
No, we'll
yeah.
just say that there's a stand there, and they've got like all sorts of different religious, I guess, trinkets or whatever, and
Okay. I'm gonna hustle up to him all in a hurry, and I'll point off in the direction of the obvious pile of smoke coming up in the air from the church, and then I'll try to sound all panicky. I'll be like, "Hey, I see you got some crucifixes here. We need them. There's something weird going on at the church. They need the crucifixes now. The father's asked for them."
and I'll be like, I know business has been really good.
I'll just put some money on the table.
All right.
Save Yancus the embarrassment here.
I was just gonna try and pocket them, but okay.
I know, I could see
knew
that
what you were
coming.
gonna do.
See it a mile away.
I just see some really scumbag vendor trying to make a buck off of this horrible incident that's happening at the town. Yeah, okay, so the vendor reaches out, grabs the coin, kind of puts it in between his teeth, and flicks it up in the air, tosses it into his pocket, and hands you the crucifixes. That was very
Wow.
elaborate, but I wanted to do it. I hope that's okay.
We're in a Disney
I
movie.
will,
You're
I will
feeling
pop
it.
one in my pocket and hand another one to. Wait, who doesn't have one yet? You have. Dr. Coriolis has one. Wait, we still need one more.
Melody does not have one, but Sigrid is over with the priest.
Sigrid's
We'll
over
cut
by
over.
the father, right?
We'll cut over
so
to Sigrid
yeah.
with.
I'll give the
with-
spare to Melody for now.
with
Oh,
the
thank you.
priest, and Father Victor says, Sigrid, you've come back to watch the church burn, I guess.
Bought some marshmallows.
I mean, it's better than listening to what's his face talk. And if
Well,
what's
I
his
know
face right
Dr.
there,
Borealis
Dr.
is
Borealis is kind of
is
annoying.
kind of full of himself, isn't he?
I was talking about Johann, but sure, that one too. Anywho, we think we know what's going on with the town. Do you by chance have a spare crucifix on you?
And he reaches into his pocket and he hands you a crucifix. Oh, we lost Alan.
I'm just hiding my tears.
No.
I'll be back.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Alan, come back. I don't mean it.
He hands you the crucifix that he had in his pocket and says, "You think you've figured out what's going on with this town?"
Have men been going off into the woods saying they've seen a woman? By chance?
No, they've seen quite a few prey and beasts, as you can see, and he points to our butcher has never been busier. This is what we've been. The forest has yielded quite the bounty of provisions for us, and we've been able to rejuvenate our town with such supplies of meat and we've been able to barter and bring in all sorts of other provisions from other towns. That's all we've seen out in the woods.
Right. Have you gone out to the woods yourself, or?
No, I'm the priest. I tend to the church.
You don't want to pray out in the wilds of God's creations?
I pray in the church. Why would I want to pray out into the forest?
Because God created or you know what? We'll see what's going on.
It's not gonna.
And she's like, thank you. And once again, I apologize for the church. Pats him on the arm just once and just walks away.
He just kind of just keeps staring out into the fire, and you can see he's just heartbroken,
Watching everything about his life go up in
because
flames.
his church is being destroyed, and he's just thinking of having to rebuild a whole new building. In the meantime, Viola has as soon as she got her transaction done with the vegetables, she turns around and just starts walking out of town. Just not even.
Oh, following. Oh, are we heading to your home now, dear?
Slowly looks over in your direction and says, "Yes," and then proceeds to slowly look forward again, and slowly starts walking towards.
Terrifying to listen to this child because you're never sure when she's done talking.
The road.
Yes,
and she just continues on the road out of town.
I guess we're just gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. Yeah.
Yep, following.
Keeping an eye out for gnomes.
What about Sigrid though?
Sigrid's following.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sigrid, she's a hunter. She can track us.
I say if any of us are gonna get left behind and be able to find everybody else,
Exactly.
Sigrid can pull it off.
She's like the
That's
one
a
person
valid
we
point.
don't have to worry about leaving by herself. She will find us. She's probably the most capable of defending herself out of all of us.
And you hear her, it's like, yes, I am. And I'm right behind you.
She's like standing there already. Like, ah!
As you're walking out of town.
at least she's not holding Johann's head.
As you're walking out of town, you see this black crow fly overhead and caw, just like the
vision?
one that you saw in your vision.
Flashback.
It's like I had deja vu or something.
Yeah, it gives you all deja vu. And it it takes a little while to get to you're walking down this this road, this dirt road, kind of to like this little like hill, and all of a sudden Viola stops, and she says she stops just cold, and she just doesn't look at any of you, and she just says, "Wait here." And then she slowly walks over the hill and out of sight.
Okay.
They got
So-
waiting.
I after she leaves, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, y'all be quiet," and I just start following like quietly behind her,
Okay, you're gonna follow behind her. Okay,
stealthily.
okay.
Um,
As you walk behind her, there's woods to the left and the right of you, off in the distance, and in one of the trees you see a squirrel jumping from one branch to another, and then trots out of sight into the forest.
Another vision.
The other vision.
Another vision.
Oh boy, yes, the squirrel vision.
The squirrel vision.
My
Squirrel
favorite.
vision!
Yeah. So give me some sort of stealth roll, Ingrid or Sigrid.
Alright, so
Ingrid.
that's what is my stats? It's 5 precision, 1 stealth, so it's 6 dice. 2 6s.
Okay. Yeah. You follow Sigrid. You follow Viola. You get to like this. You get to what would look like a farmstead. With like but it has like all these like trees grown up through it, and all this brush that has kind of overtaken. It's like it has like this big tree that's like grown up through the middle of the house. There's like branches coming out of the barn, and there's like all these trees that definitely wouldn't. It looks like this farmstead would probably be like abandoned like centuries ago, but the building looks not that old. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Alright. I'm gonna take a good look at it and then just make my way back to the group.
Okay. So you get back to the group. She just walks into the homestead, and that's the last you see of her.
Forever.
Well, not forever, but just for that scene.
It sounded really
Forever.
ominous where you said that.
Yeah,
That's the last you see of her.
That's the last
Oh.
That's
you
you
see
see
of
of
her.
her.
Ever.
Oh, that
No,
got
no,
dark.
that's just she goes out of view, I guess, is probably the best way to say that. Sorry.
Yeah. So once I get back to the group, Sigrid's gonna be like, you said she lived on a farmland, right?
Castle.
Castle. Well, it's a farmhouse, but was it a farmhouse or barn I saw? I'm sorry.
You saw basically a farm, like pretty much like a big farm kind of, there's a farmhouse and a barn and all this other stuff that there's like outhouses and it looks like a typical kind of like farm place from the 1800s.
I mean,
Wow.
I don't know like what else to
generic
explain it.
farmhouse A.
Yeah,
Generic
it's
farmhouse.
There's like a generic farmhouse, but it has all these trees that have like grown up through it, and there's like all this shrubbery that has kind of,
I relate that to the party.
yeah, that have grown like all around it that definitely aren't where they should be.
Nature has overcome this building, and I don't know why.
Exactly. That is a perfect way of describing it. Thank you.
Could burn it
welcome.
down.
Your solution to everything can't be to light it on fire. We
Look,
cannot
it's
light the
1800
en-
it's the
we cannot light
1800s.
the entire countryside on fire. That is
I'm
not
a
a
doctor.
solution.
Fire is the solution to all disease in the 1800s as a doctor.
That's more like the 1400s, but okay.
Look, we're not very advanced with our backwards medical training. We're about 400 years behind.
Eh,
I'm still working on the 4 humors, okay?
but I believe if this is where the
Mhm.
the wife of the wood wife,
Woodwife, yes.
this may be where she'd be.
So, she is angry for a couple of potential reasons. The most likely one probably being the hunting, right? I think we can all agree that the hunting without permission is probably the most likely reason she's angry.
Well, my idea is I have a theory that Johann got seduced by her.
Okay.
Now hear me
Okay.
out.
No,
Okay,
no,
And
Yeah.
with that means doesn't she usually bless those with the bounty if they get?
If he gave something up to her.
Is that
yeah.
right?
Maybe.
Is whoever read the book? I don't know. I got telephone.
Maybe yes.
But the antlers.
What about the antlers?
Well,
she
I'm trying to
has
figure out
antlers.
how do you? Yes, the lady will have antlers.
Uh,
How do you seduce somebody when you have antlers? I feel like
Look, some people are into that sort of thing.
who?
Does Johann?
Do you really
strike
want an
as a
answer to that
particularly
question?
bright guy?
I do not.
Are we asking?
What's that? What was
We're
that
trying.
question?
We're trying to get our 19th century doctor not to kink shame people who are into
Oh.
antlers. Okay.
It's furry shame, really. So
I feel like it's a gross misrepresentation of what's happening here.
what were you asking, Jason? I thought I heard you ask something.
Well, the conversation got to Johann doing something clever, and I was just pointing out that Johann does not strike me as being very clever.
I mean, you're not wrong, but maybe being seduced by a woman's not really from the woods is not very clever either.
Right.
Hard to argue
Right.
with that.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
I
hard
mean,
to
she had
argue.
antlers. Like, if that worked, he's not terribly bright.
Well, he likes antlers, and she had antlers, so there you go.
That's also a fair point.
oh no, I have a really bad joke.
And you're
like
holding
her
back.
rat.
I've been holding my mouth this
There
whole
we
session.
go. There we go.
I had to.
There it is.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Doug
I'm glad
regrets
somebody-
everything.
I'm glad somebody could do that for me.
I'm already getting censored on the show. Why not?
I
Just lean into it. All right, so we have our inside out coats. We have our crucifixes. That should give us protection according to the book we read. So
Doesn't fill
really,
me
we
with
just need to
confidence.
go in there and figure out why she's cranky and solve
Right.
the
Try
problem.
to talk to her now. Yes, I agree. Onward. Please.
Before we go though, she likes
Uh,
song. Can anybody sing?
How do we know if we can sing? Let's see.
there's I'm
Yeah,
going to just say there's
performance?
not a way on this.
There
on
isn't a
this-
performance skill.
So I think you've got to give me
Inspiration?
some sort of you'll probably have to give some
Mm.
sort of inspiration roll.
Yeah, that
if you-
makes-
if you
that
want
makes
to
sense.
perform in front of
Or
if you want
manipulation?
to whatever you guys want to
Physique.
Yeah.
I worry about sending the men in though, because she might try to seduce them.
oh she's gonna seduce you all.
She could very easily just seduce us all. This could happen. It may not.
She's got antlers. I don't think she's really too worried about things like gender.
No, it's not an issue. Seduce everybody.
It typically says men in the book, so that's why I was concerned.
That makes sense.
Magical antlers of seduction.
But in defense of the book, men are idiots.
You're also not wrong.
So
I will also agree with that statement.
it's probably just likely that her success rate is higher with men because we're stupid.
Well, there might be that. There might be some validity to that theory. I will go in singing a little song.
I am going to go in not singing a song.
because I
So
would
are
be
you
terrible
all
at it.
behind the hill and you are now going over the hill as you're singing a song? As you,
Yes, we're gonna make a procession. We're escorting Viola
This is
in,
like a
making a
parade.
little procession
Well,
where
she's
I'm
already-
singing
she's
a
already in
song.
the
She's already
house.
in. Yeah, she's
Oh,
gone.
okay.
She's not even.
Then
You can't even see her.
Right, I'm heading down singing a song. Sorry,
Okay,
I missed that part.
that's fine. Of course, she can't really see you or hear you, I guess. But
I'm
give
gonna
me.
sing the whole way in.
Loudly. Some like really inappropriate bar song.
Nicely,
saying-
if I actually roll well.
Well,
It's just Baby
Okay.
Got Back on a repeat.
well, we'll wait. We'll wait until you actually encounter the wood wife before you start singing.
Okay.
Because you haven't even seen her yet. I'm assuming that that's probably going to happen.
Right.
So you all come over the hill. You get close to the farmhouse, farmstead. Give me some sort of. We have to give you some sort of. Let me think here. How do you do? Give me some sort of either logic or observation roll.
Just straight logic.
Yeah,
us?
give me some sort of logic or logic investigation, or give me some sort of manipulation or give me a logic investigation or empathy observation roll, whichever is better for you
I
guys.
wrote the same.
I rolled my logic investigation of 7 and got 4 6s.
You got 4 6s. Okay,
Nice. I got 1 6.
you get 2 6s. You all get one. You all get 1 6 though.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you don't notice. You notice that it's just it is all just like this overgrown. Nature has taken over this farmhouse. You get to the front door of the farmhouse, and Viola comes to the door, and she opens the door, and she's like, "Oh, you're here.
Oh, yes, we were coming to your home.
Would you like to see the queen?
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yes.
I'm sure she would love to see you."
We would love to see her.
All right. So she takes you through the farmhouse, and she actually takes you out back. You go straight through the building. You go out back, and you go into the barn.
Oh, they're gonna kill us.
It's
I've
fine.
seen this movie.
We'll be fine.
It's just like that. I've seen this movie.
And as you're walking into the backyard, you see the rest of the Dolk family. Each of them's kind of doing their own thing. They don't really pay any attention to you. The mother is hanging clothes on the clothesline. She looks very spacey, much like the expression that Viola has. The father is you know, what's the father doing?
Chopping wood.
No, he's not chopping wood, because that would be terrifying for.
He's feeding the pigs.
Yeah, he's feeding the pigs.
Aw.
And then the brother is milking a cow. We'll say that. I don't know.
Okay.
They're all doing
Generic
these kind
cow-
of like with
Cow stuff.
space,
Generic barn. Just
with spacey eyes, not really even, you know. She takes you into the barn, and she says, "Here's the queen." And
If it's a scarecrow, I'm gonna yell at somebody.
all of a sudden, you see everybody. Give me a fear roll, either logic or empathy.
Just straight logic or empathy?
Just straight logic or empathy.
How many 6s are we looking for?
You're looking for 1.
I made mine.
Nice.
Oh, I made mine too.
Ah. Ha ha ha. What if we didn't?
Well, then you will either, if you want to push it, try to make it. You will take a condition. We'll say that you are frightened. if you push it.
But isn't
I'm
that
going
what
to push
happens
it.
if I fail anyway?
For frightened, you can either we'll probably make you freeze for a certain amount of rounds.
If you'll recall, I can remove
Oh,
mental
that's right.
conditions.
That's right. Okay.
So
I
if you
pushed
want
it
to
and got
fail
1
and
6.
like let me slap, smelling salt and like snap out of it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fail.
Okay. So you'll freeze. And
I'm gonna medicine.
That's only for one round. You're only frozen like solid for 1 round.
I'm not gonna bother then.
What about Yansis?
I failed my first roll, pushed it, and got 1 6.
Okay, so we'll say that you are frightened
Mhm.
at this site. This woman turns around, or what appears to be kind of a woman. She's got like these antlers, and she's kind of got this like makeshift, like almost like twig crown on, and she turns around, and she's got like these hooven legs, kind of like deer legs, and she just kind of turns around, and she says, "Why, Viola, thank you for inviting our guests. How can I help you?"
Oh, okay.
I can't
Well-
talk. Remember, I'm frozen in fear.
Yes.
Also frightened, so not talking.
Hello, oh noble queen of the forest.
She bows her head.
I'll bow deeper. I am Carl Borealis, and these are my compatriots, Melody Graham, Sigrid, and Yansis. We have traveled from far to speak with you and to bask in the aura of your grace.
And she kind of trots over a little bit. Yeah, on her cloven feet.
As one does with deer feet.
Yeah,
like a cloven feet, like a demon. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
Or deer.
No.
Or satyr.
Don't judge.
Demon.
Don't judge.
And she kind of,
She's
It's-
warded away by crucifixes.
she looks at you, and you can tell she looks kind of intently with her eyes, and she's like, "I thank you. It's nice of you to come in." And she's just like trying to like,
Magic me?
Like Viola.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna try
She's
to
like-
magic you.
She's like, "Why, you are a beautiful specimen."
Well, thank you, I think. However, unfortunately, me and my compatriots are here to see what we can do to reach some equilibrium between you and the village. They seem to be having problems.
She like looks, and she's just kind of taken aback as to why her gaze did not seem to have any effect on you. And she says, "The village," in her tone and demeanor immediately changes and she says, "The village is mine now."
Or it could not be, and we could reach an agreement.
Okay, give me some sort of give me a roll for that.
Would anybody else like to start talking? Because I have a 2 in empathy.
Am I unfrozen yet? This is really unfortunate that you and Sigrid are the ones able to talk right now.
We'll say this. We'll give it one more round, and this is like the initial round.
Fun.
This initial
I
interaction.
I won't say anything, but I'm just gonna be like, try to give like a, I don't know, like a let's do it face, like a
Like a, you got this,
Just like,
buddy.
you got this, man. All right.
You can do it.
Give me a
You're
roll.
behind me
Give me a
doing finger guns.
yeah.
+1 from Sigrid for that roll.
Is this manipulation or inspiration?
Let's
Does it
do
actually
manipulation.
matter? All right.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
she
we're
also has
gonna-
a plus. She only has a 2 in empathy, so.
Yeah, well, you only get +1, and you only get it's only 1 per person. That's if the
Yep.
others weren't frozen, you could have gotten probably more. But
I got a 6.
did you really?
Yeah,
okay.
3 on my 4 dice.
Nice. So this queen says, you propose some sort of compromise?
Yes, indeed. We would like to make sure that you are treated fairly. And such a thing obviously requires working together.
Hmm.
The
Well,
village has wronged you.
The village does not seem to look at it that way.
Well,
They just feel like they can just take whatever they want from the forest, and that cannot happen.
absolutely agree. We are not in disagreement. But
What if we gave you the one who's been hunting the most?
I like how you jumped to just, hey, you want this guy?
We'll give you this guy.
Johan
that's
will
great.
definitely fit right under this bus.
Yeah, it's fine.
She ponders it for a moment. She's like, well, or I could just take the whole town and they can all be my servants.
that's true.
And my forest will be larger than it was to begin with.
That's true. But we would have to oppose you. And I look at my compatriots. I don't think any of us really want to fight you. We would like to find a way for, is it pronounced Vaesen or Vaesen?
Vaesen?
It's basic.
Vaesen?
Vaesen?
Like find a way for Vaesen and humanity to live together in equilibrium like they used to.
I have a. So as he's talking, I'm just sort of looking around. Is there like vines in this place? Is there a tree?
Yeah, there's like, you see, trees that have grown up through and out through the sides and through the roof of the barn. You see that this, like, some of the stalls are overgrown with shrubs and bushes and other greenery.
Okay.
And she ponders it for a moment. She's like,
A long-term bargain is better than imminent violence.
well, there would be no violence. I would just take what is mine.
There would be if we had to oppose you. Greater wealth comes from working alongside others.
Do I get to keep what I have here?
The people, I think not.
Does anybody else want to jump in and help me out here?
Can I yet, or has it not been enough
Oh
time?
yeah, you have now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. And tag out.
Put me in,
Wait,
coach.
you were mid negotiation. What am I supposed to say?
Just keep it going. I don't know. I didn't have an end goal in mind.
I
I
want to
was just
sing.
talking.
I would like to sing her my lovely song now to try to win her over.
Wait,
Okay.
maybe we don't tap out into song.
No,
No,
Sing
this is
my
what you
song.
did. This is
Totally
you
what we're
chose.
doing.
I'm singing my
it's a
song.
Okay.
I have an 8 in this. Okay,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna laugh if you can't make this.
I'm also gonna laugh, followed by crying if I don't make this. Just, I got 1 success. I'm singing a lovely song about how wonderful the forest and this lovely queen of the forest is. I'm improvising though, so it's a little rough.
Okay.
Why did you say that?
She's wonderful. I'm trying to win her over to our side so that she'll listen to our suggestions.
Yeah, she just kind of she
Ah.
starts to kind of
Your
you-
forest is so lovely.
yeah, she
You're an awesome forest lady queen.
I love it.
she's amused by it at first, and then you kind of hit a couple notes that are kind of pitchy, and she's just like,
Okay. I tried.
kind of pitchy,
Um,
dog.
But
Did she
I'm-
actually say dog?
No, I was just doing my Randy Jackson impression from
I'm gonna kind of I'll wait for Melody to be done singing, and I'll step forward and I'll just throw out there, if you take the whole town, more of them come. If more of them come, they're gonna take more of your forest. There's a heck of a lot more of them than there are of you. So if you make a deal now, and you work with the people that are here now, you can make a deal that's something to the effect of, they can have what they got, they can't go any further, they give to you, you leave them alone. It's a good relationship. You get to go on doing what you're doing, they get to go on doing what they're doing. You don't lose anything, they don't gain anything.
Need some assurances that they will not come into my forest anymore.
Well, that'll be the deal. Any of them that comes out here and starts taking, you can take them.
Can we huddle real fast, team?
oh, yes, sure, yes.
We can't make a deal like that because the village will starve. We need to make a
I
deal that
don't-
has the forest. They were starving before they started hunting in the
Well,
forest. Remember?
But that's
They're going
what
to
I
go
was
back
trying
to
say.
starving.
That's what I'm trying
Then
to say,
they'll-
though. She works with them, they work with her.
I don't
She
think she's
helps
getting
them
that.
get what they need.
She wants to just ban them from the forest.
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain, if she does that, more of them are going to come. If they lose this whole village, people are going to wonder why. People are going to show up.
No, we're on the same page. I don't think she's on the same page, and I don't think she's getting it.
Okay, I'm just gonna, you know what? Right out of the huddle, I'm gonna turn around and be like, "Are you getting it? is this sounding okay to you?"
I'm fine with leaving the town alone if they leave my forest alone
Well,
and never come into it ever again.
See, not getting it.
Okay, all right. Okay, that doesn't work. You know that won't work. You're a smart lady. It's obvious. I can see it in your eyes.
And she like comes over and she like takes her hand and puts it underneath your chin and she says, I know you think that. I know. I can see into your soul.
oh, is she gonna try to seduce him now?
And she tries to give me some sort of roll for give me some sort of roll for
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember how this works.
Well, so
get
when a
plus
daddy
2
and a mommy,
you get a +2 to resisting her magic. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
is there a way
guessing
we
it's
can
some
help
sort
her?
of-
What's that?
I'm
Is there
guessing
a
it's
way
some
we
sort of
can-
empathy related role.
Yeah, I guess so.
What would it be, like empathy and manipulation to resist it, I guess, then?
Yeah, sure. And then you get a +2
Okay.
since you have your coat
Is-
on inside out in the
Is there a way we can aid him with this?
Like
I'm not sure if like we can boost his magic resistance by being like, "Don't give in, buddy. She's got
yeah, you
hooves
can,
and antlers. You don't
who
want to give in."
Who wants to help him? Who wants?
Can I like distract him from that and like try to like just stick a knuckle like right between his ribs maybe to like
Sure.
it's like to have the pain sort
So
of
you
distract
get
him. with it.
not only do you get a +2 for having your coat on inside out, but you get a +2 from those
Okay, +2?
folks.
All
that are-
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if we're allowed to do it that way, I'm gonna smash my cane on his toes
No,
to
no.
make sure he
you
feels
can't
pain
change
there.
your thing now.
No. I didn't know we were allowed to hurt you to help you, and I'm all on
That's what I'm saying. You
board
can't
with
change
that
your
plan.
thing now. Holy crap! I got 1 6 out of all of that.
Okay. So
Ugh.
she kind of you kind of look into her eyes and you kind of start to get that little droopy kind of hazy kind of spaced out look that the dolks kind of are expressing. But as soon as the doctor slams his cane into your foot and Singrid takes the knuckle and pokes you in the rib cage, you automatically snap to, and you're just like, oh.
Sounds like a fabulous
Worth it.
Okay.
So- I mean, humans aren't new here. How have you lived in harmony with humans in the past?
They've not come into my forest before.
I find that really hard to believe.
Or, I should say, they have come into my forest, but they have been gracious enough to appease me before.
So that's the difference.
What if we organize
Your
some kind
your
of ritual or
village
something?
takes without asking.
And they
Yeah.
They
shouldn't.
take
That's wrong.
what's not yours.
Yeah. Wait, it's not
Or
our
what's
village.
not theirs. Sorry. They take what's not theirs.
And they shouldn't.
Exactly.
Agree.
Okay, so what if we arrange for them to venerate you in some way, like biannually? some sort of festival or something where they all come out here, they make offerings to you. That's a day or it's a weekend or a week or whatever, all about you. You know, does that sound a little better? Like if they can prove to you that they're willing to work with you in harmony.
It would depend on what they offer, of course.
What would you expect?
What
We
did
can
it say?
give you Johan.
Yeah.
And we'll throw in Yanis as a kicker.
You kicked me, asshole.
Oh.
He said a bad word.
I know. I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Oh crap!
He said a
It's
word.
not,
Sorry,
it's not the it's not
Ha!
the Morgan beep anymore.
Now it's
Jason, take it
Jason
back.
beep.
Woo! I
Jason,
provoked
take
Jason.
it back.
I
Not
provoked
my
Jason
plan.
into swearing on Doug's show.
Not my plan.
Today's a...
Well, I guess if they were to maybe give me an offering of,
That's
Yeah.
that is
me.
my wolf. That is my wolf companion.
That is
The wolves
that
are
is
howling.
that is the heckhounds.
They, you know, if they come and give me song and some food and some coin twice a year, I will allow them to take a moderate bounty from the forest each season.
All right.
I
Okay,
mean, I think
so
that's as fair a deal as we're probably going to get.
that's an extremely fair deal. Your Holiness, Highness, Eminence.
Cloven hoovedness. Like, I don't know
Well,
where we
yeah.
go with here.
Okay,
Are you
so-
mocking me?
Not at all.
man,
I'm
I'm
abjectly
new to this.
terrified of you.
Seriously. Yesterday, I was just a homeless man on the street, and now I'm talking to
I mean, you're still a homeless man on a street.
No, we have a
no
we have a
commentary
castle
from the
now.
peanut gallery.
No.
Okay. What if one of us four, for every festival, comes back to make sure that this all goes off without a hitch? Can we sweeten that deal for the town a little bit then? Like we'll be like the your official representative to the village sort of thing.
So you will
One of us four.
You will oversee this
We
event.
we will come back biannually and make sure that this whole thing goes off without a hitch. That's how important we want this to work well for everybody. So it's kind of what we do.
Well, if you agree to do that, who will lead this biannual event when you are no longer around?
Oh no, we have a system for this. You see, we actually are part of an institution where we will be able to bring others in to take over our roles.
Speaking for
Stop waggling your head.
So you're speaking for the future of folks that you haven't even met yet.
We're part of a long line and tradition of folks who've endeavored to keep these sort of bargains, and we expect this tradition to continue forward. And we're willing to commit our society to the maintenance of this agreement.
You see, humans don't live very long, so this is what we have to do: is set up these structures to pass on our oaths.
So be it. And with that, she whips around and
I duck her antlers. I don't know, like
We all get impaled.
she turns into a fox
oh, sure, that makes sense.
and scurries away, and all of the underbrush and all the trees and the plant life that was growing out of the buildings and start to shrink and almost like they reverse grow back into the ground. And the Dolk's Viola of Dolk, who is outside the barn, all of a sudden starts to kind of come to and not have the glassy-eyed look that she had on normally.
I'm gonna laugh if the way she talks is exactly the same, though.
No, come on.
That's just who she is.
That's just what she's like.
So it's just a
Wasn't
local
anything to do
dialect.
with the spell,
Yeah.
So yeah, we get back to town. We got to tell them and get them on board now.
Right.
So
so the Dolks all just kind of seem to be kind of groggy and
great.
you know, they seem like they're you know, they kind of know what's been going on, but they've kind of felt like they've been half asleep the whole time, and now you guys are headed back to town. Is that what?
It should be super easy for us to convince the town folks. I mean, we just attacked the Mills creature thing and then burned the church down, so they should have no problem.
Wait. Maybe instead of us going back and telling the town this is what we're doing, maybe we should have this family be our representatives.
Look at you being clever, Melody. Okay.
I don't know if it actually is clever, but it's better than getting run out of town on a rail.
It's a better idea than I had.
Well, my backup plan was to have Sigrid
Light it on
throw
fire.
the beat down on Johan until they agreed with us.
Well, I actually was going to do that and also was going to set the barn on fire, but yeah.
And you
As
people
you
think
see,
I'm
like,
the crazy
As
one.
you actually saw her, like, as y'all were talking, sort of just count her ammo and, like, try to, like, start unscrewing from the...
Sigrid,
She's
Sigrid.
coming back on now.
just we're
It's good now. I know.
yes.
I'm recapping my bullets.
Okay.
People like Johan are going to be the problem. I think most of the village will actually go with us.
So that's
Yeah, but
that's
we
when I
have
need to
Sigrid
sacrifice a
handle
person.
Johan.
We sacrifice a person.
She's the first to
We
go.
could just say that.
We just lie to them. Oh yeah, as part of the bargain, you have to sacrifice Johan. I don't know why specifically Johan, but that was the deal.
He's the
And
hunter. He's the
she
one
shows
who's
up for the
killing-
first festival and she's like, "Why did you kill that man?"
So you're taking the Dolks with you to town?
I
Mhm.
think that would be a great idea. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we need some cred here.
So the
Yeah.
Dolks are like, okay.
Wait, do they
Well-
remember anything of what happened?
Did you ask them if they remembered anything?
Well,
that
I mean,
happened?
yes, we're gonna brief them about what's going on. Do they remember being,
Yeah.
or is this all like a dream to them?
They remember dealing with a very beautiful queen and living in a castle for the last
Crap.
8 months.
It's a good thing you thought to ask this first.
Okay, so give them a quick little update on what's going on here. So that wasn't actually a queen. You were under some sort of glamour where she was actually the wood's wife. She had you under a spell where you believed that you were living in a castle. You were just in your farmhouse, and she's been wreaking some havoc on the town and was going to wreak much more, including probably much death and devastation. But We arranged a deal with her, and now she will leave the town alone with just a certain amount of offerings and ceremony, and now you're freed and no longer under this spell.
And they look at you like you are just
Completely insane.
bleed
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you believe there's a woman in the forest who lived in the castle?
We stayed in her castle. We
Wow.
have been living with the queen.
She kind
Okay.
of just raises her hands and points to their barn. Like,
What sounds more living in a castle with a queen, or some weird crazy story that you guys are coming up with where some weird creature came out and glamored us, I guess, and made us. Yeah, no,
you believed you were in a castle with a queen. I believe we have some validity to our story here.
You know that they put people in an asylum, in asylums for ranting and raving like you are doing right now, right?
Who says I'm ranting and raving? I'm just stating a fact.
And that's what's terrifying.
You know what? They're a lost cause. Let's go.
What? But we need to.
Nope.
No. We need to solve this.
Sigurd is heartless.
She truly is. She truly
And
is.
that's why I gave that character to Morgan, because I knew she'd do it so well.
Yeah, I'm an actress.
All right. I actually disagree. I don't think these idiots are going to be that useful anyway.
Exactly.
So
Because-
you want us to public speak our way out of this?
What we spoke our way into it.
I know. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying that's the plan, right?
I think that's our best plan because, frankly, if they're dumb enough to get tracked by a weird antlered fairy lady, then I can't. I got nothing for them. I feel like I'm gonna get along best with Sigrid out of everybody in this group at this point. We solve problems a lot of the same way.
Quick
Set
and
things on
brutal.
fire, shoot it. Think people are dumb. You know, the
Will
usual.
it burn?
That's what I was
No.
supposed to roll.
Shoot
Okay,
it. Can it be shot? Yes. Don't burn it. Simple
Um,
solutions.
so you go back to town without the dolks.
I guess. Yeah, they didn't seem to want to come with us.
No, because
I
they
don't
do
think it would
not
be
like to
helpful.
travel with crazy people.
Okay, fine.
And you get back to town, and the church is just, it's all burnt down to smoldering and just there's just ash there. You see Johann polishing his rifle still. That
How
seems to
long
be
is he
what he
gonna
likes to
polish
do.
that rifle?
Well, I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually use it. So.
And he holds it up and aims. Holds it up and aims. The other town folks are just all kind of going about their stuff. Victor is still kind of overlooking the demise of his church, trying to see if there's anything salvageable in this.
Did we find out if there was a mayor? Or somebody in
No,
charge?
you just know that there's a constable. Let me think here. I might have made a mayor. Let me just take a look here. Maybe I did.
Just so we're talking to the right person, honestly.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't wanna
talking to the,
babble with it.
it's.
Well, the priest is the one who hired us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would he be on board with us going like for some sort of pagan ritual every 6 months, though?
You don't call it that. You have to just dress it up as a new folk tradition.
Well, no,
It's
yeah,
fine.
I'm fine. I can hang doilies on anything and call it a flower or whatever the heck you want to call
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if he's the best choice of person to convince right out of the gate.
He's an authority. He's an authority figure.
Yeah,
so
him or the
kind of-
constable is
Right.
kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think between the two of them, they can kind of get whatever plan on board that you might have cooking up.
Okay. Who do we want to go at first? When everybody speak up at once.
No, well, I don't. Maybe we should not talk to the man whose church we burned down right away. I feel like he's not going to be very
So,
receptive.
Priest
Constable?
goes second. Constable it is.
Let's try talking with constable.
Okay.
The constable you see is overstanding with Johann.
Oh God, I thought you were gonna say Victor.
Oh, Johann.
Okay.
And the constable is just kind of they're kind of yucking it up together.
Oh,
Okay, Miss Graham, you're up. You're our
what?
you're our orator.
All right, I know, but the last time I tried to explain this scenario to someone, they thought I was completely insane. So, does anyone have any suggestions as to how
Yes.
else I should sell this, or would like to try this themselves, Doctor?
Yes. So Johan is here.
Yes.
Great. I walk over to him. Johan.
Yes. Oh, Doctor. So good to see you again.
Indeed.
You come to take a look at
No.
all my
No.
kills?
No. In fact, your kills are a problem. So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna stop hunting. In
I
the
don't
forest.
think that they're a problem. I think they are making our town prosperous.
Sigrid.
And
I'm gonna punch him.
the constable says, he just kind of like points at Johan and is like, this guy is like the reason why we're so successful.
He's the reason why people are vanishing.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
punch
Sigrid.
him straight in the jaw, like straight in the snout, like
You're gonna punch who? You're gonna punch who?
Johan,
in the.
and right in the face.
All right, do it. Give me a close combat.
I'm
roll.
gonna assist her by having her do this while I was talking to him, so he's surprised.
So you surprised? Okay, I like it. I like it. So you
For
give it a
6
plus
dice.
Break his face.
I'm
Did
gonna push
you-
myself, so that means I'm going to
Okay.
take a condition.
one.
Oh,
You are going
no!
to be okay. We'll give me another roll.
Okay. Do I keep my ones from before, or is just reroll everything?
No, you just
No.
roll. You just
Okay.
roll.
1 success.
Okay. Yeah. You roll. You know, you reel back and you just clock him right side the head. In doing so, though, you break your hand.
I mean, that's fine. It's my offhand.
More crutching
Yeah.
than you expected.
So Gaston, listen to me.
You did it.
I
Johan kind of, moves, just has his head. He does like the rest of his body stands still because, he's so rugged and manly. He takes the punch and it kind of makes his head jerk, and he grabs his jaw and he just looks at you. It's like,
You're the reason why the forest has been really awful to the town. Shut up. Stop hunting so much. Respect the lands that you live on.
I'm gonna whack him in the groin with my walking stick.
Okay.
Like really drive the point home.
Oh my!
wow,
This
okay.
doesn't look bad at all. We burn the church. We attack one of the most popular people
Yeah.
in town, right in front of the constable.
So the constable says, "Whoa!" And of course, you hit him in the nether regions,
Junk.
and it makes him immediately
Junk is a scientific term.
yeah.
That's what we learned in
And
1800s medical
immediately,
school.
his rifle is no longer polished, and
But
Oh my
and,
God.
he's bent over, and the constable says, "Hey! We don't need to get violent here. What?"
Oh, we were.
Obviously, we need to get a point across, so this is what we're doing, sir.
Let me.
All right.
So, we came here because we were requested to help with the problem. We have solved the problem, assuming your town can follow a simple set of instructions.
And what would those instructions be?
I will relay the festival to him, leaving out any weird, sorry, puppy on my lap, leaving out any weird, maybe avoid the pagan and heathen overtones that might, bother him.
It's a
That's
party.
It's the constable, yeah. So he's pretty much on board with whatever you suggest. He's just kind of curious as to why you were giving the forest their gifts and coins.
It's a community building exercise.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't
Designed.
do this, you're gonna have the same issues you've been having before. And do you want that again?
You mean all of these great,
No.
wonderful
No.
beasts? That
Nope.
I have not seen any
Are
problem with
Have you
what's
not seen the
going on.
church trying being overtaken by the vines? Is that because that's why we burn the church down?
I wondered
Have you not
why.
seen the farmhouse outside of town with everybody acting all weird? That will happen if things keep going the way they are. And you, sir, will not mess this up, and neither will you. As she points to Johan.
Johan just.
So you will follow these
He
instructions,
kind of puts his hands up and
or
is
we'll
like,
be back with a vengeance. You understand?
at this
I
point,
like problem solving, Sigrid.
At this
Do you
point,
understand?
Victor hears the commotion from Sigrid and the constable and Johan, and he rushes over, and the constable's nodding his head yes to Sigrid very adamantly, like, yes, I understand, whatever. He just doesn't want to get beat up like he did with Johan at this point. And Victor comes and says, friends, what is going on over here?
Oh, Johan tripped and fell on my walking stick.
In my fist.
It's very
Uh,
clumsy.
Has he dropped his rifle at this point?
Yeah, he's got it set. He set it down, so it's propped up against the
I'm
outside
gonna
of.
pocket it.
You
Okay.
gonna take this big ass phone.
I have an ability called Hobo Tricks. +2 stealth when trying to hide myself or an object from a wealthy human. So I am going to try and stuff that thing bizarrely into my coat.
All right.
Well, I did buy you a nice big overcoat, so
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm very glad you did.
I guess I enabled this accidentally.
Okay, so that's 6. So it's going to give me 8 dice. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 3 6s.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You slowly back up to the rifle, and you then tuck it underneath the back of your coat, and start to walk away with this rifle that totally looks not suspicious at all.
I was so hoping that I could get to use the Hobo Tricks.
Actually, you know what you may have done? You may have stuck it down your pant leg, so it like covers like your whole leg.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like down my pants and up
They-
my coat, so I'm kind of like peg leg walking now. But whatever.
Okay. So Victor comes over and says to you all, what I was overhearing some sort of agreement between the town, and what did you find?
The weird things are done. What we ask is for you to respect the lands that you live on. Biannual festival to happen in the woods. Failure to do so will have the woods trying to take over the city.
So you did encounter something, as I feared. All right. And he glances over at Victor glances over at Johan and says, "We will be more respectful of the woods from here on out, and we look forward to you coming twice a year to help us appease whatever is out there, so that we can let our town prosper."
Good. And she
That's
just
the
walks
deal.
away.
Okay, Johan. Yeah, you hear that? We're coming back twice a year.
Johan just kind of sneers.
We are,
at-
so you best behave yourself.
Johan just kind of sneers and just kind of like looks at you like, "Hope you bring some lumber for a new church." And
I wrap him in the junk again with my walking stick as I walk away.
Oh, okay.
he's oh.
There's
And
a joke in there about some wood for a new church. I can't think of it though.
Yeah. Not provided by
And-
Johan.
That will be it for this episode. You will just
Yay!
say that you guys go back to your
Our
castle,
castle.
Gillenkrutz, and start to make
I don't want to renovate it. I want to live in it, moldering and mysterious. I love it.
Not happening. Nope.
Mhm.
We're renovating.
No, look, there's a plant growing through the wall here.
Look,
Nope.
Piece of floor missing here. It's so
Are-
charming.
Are you
can keep
familiar
your
with
room. as that.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Pop Roll Minstrel show, Flip This Castle?
Oh, I'm not. I haven't seen that one yet. It has
Oh.
excellent reviews.
Yes. Yeah. So
Um,
we are the
Yeah.
world's most ham-fisted supernatural investigators ever. It's just like a train barreling
Speaking of
through.
hand-fisted, fix my hand, please.
Yeah, I'll
This
do
isn't
that.
working. Shoot it or burn it.
of course,
Negotiate
you know,
later.
if we were going to do multiple sessions, we probably would have had to introduce some other urgent things for you guys for you all to address later on in the next session. But you kind of get the idea of how Vaesen goes, how it plays. Of course, we didn't quite keep it as creepy and spooky as probably it could have been, but you kind of get an idea of.
But
That
we're
would require
also
much more swearing from me.
we're
Yeah.
also all just giant goofballs, so it's hard for us
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
theme.
I
Sorry.
resent that. I'm
What?
a very serious role player
Me?
who
A
mostly
goofball?
plays horror games. I feel like you're mischaracterizing me.
Me, a goofball. How dare.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Sigrid and I were instilling all sorts of horror on poor Johan.
It's true.
He will not be forgetting you guys anytime soon.
No, he will not.
We're
I
just
will
not
tell-
supposed to. Oh, go ahead, Doug.
No, I will say that if you enjoyed this session, please let us know. Put a comment down below and say, let us know what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Also hit that like button down below and let us know that way as well.
If you're watching it live, go get Simba Aurum from Drive Through RPG right now.
Get free.
Yeah, right now they've got a
Free.
Oh, I should get that.
You
It's
should.
Another awesome game from Free League.
Yeah, Free League is definitely putting out some really cool titles, and this one should be out, I think, probably towards the end of first quarter, second quarter. The end of first quarter, the beginning of second quarter for 2020. So if you're watching this after the fact and you'd like to get a copy of it, please, just hit the link in the description of this video. Or if you're watching this and it's still you're still able to late back it, I'll put the link for that down below as well. And I want to thank all of the cast that did this actual play, this two-part actual play. I appreciate you coming on both weeks in a row and being a part of this. I know we all have busy schedules, so I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your schedules to come on the show. Make sure to go check out ageofnight.com for Amanda's webcomic.
New page uploading right now.
Excellent.
Gonna
You
do
can-
that now.
You can check out Gallant Night Games at gallantnightgames.com, and you can also like their page on Facebook and
Purveyors of fine and serious role-playing games. Thank you.
absolutely. And of course, you can see Morgan on pretty much almost every single RPG actual play podcast. I think.
Well, you
that
don't see
there's-
podcasts, but okay.
What's
Just
that?
all of them. All
You
of
can't
them.
see podcasts.
Oh yeah. Well, you can hear.
I swear, it's like every morning I wake up and there's a new tweet about Morgan joining some other like actual play thing.
Honestly, it's no wonder you
only
have
in
no free
two.
time, Morgan.
But she is
I got free
amazing.
time tomorrow. That's my first day that I don't have.
Oh.
We're gonna wake up in the morning and she'll be like, "I'm gonna do a podcast."
I'm going to finish another game that I was supposed to finish a while ago because I'm talking about on a podcast on Saturday, so I got to work on it.
Aw. But I really, really appreciate Morgan you coming on the show. You've been
Yeah, I like
you've been a
coming here.
great contributor, and we always appreciate you coming on and being a part of these. And then Jason, of course, thank you so much for coming on and of course being a part of the Chaotic Good Cast and also being a part of this actual play. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully everybody else that is tuned in, you can join us every Wednesday. We try to do actual plays every Wednesday at 9, so or 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard, and
Next week is Forbidden Lands again.
yeah, next week we'll be
mhm.
doing another episode of Forbidden Lands, which is also a Free League game, so make sure to check that out as well. All right, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Victory Condition Gaming, because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Bye now.